And I'm just going to hang out a bit and check my
Oh yeah,
sound
make
and
sure
hang
that we
out a
can
bit.
hear ourselves.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
I'm
I'm
hearing
gonna.
myself, so I know that
I'm.
Testing 1, 2.
we are at least making sound.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm Brit. Yes, phone. I am streaming on Twitch. Thank you. Um, maybe for the last time. So, who wants to bring us up to speed on what happened last time? Well, let's have everybody, because we know everybody's doing their own thing right now. Let's just go down the list. Cyrus, what happened to you last session?
Oh, well, I got in contact with people last session, and I think that was pretty much it.
Fair enough. Wild, what happened to you last session?
I talked on the phone to his car, and probably walked towards Glenn's Landing.
Yeah, a lot of people talk on the phone.
Oh, sorry. I was listening to Twitch and I realized that I had the fucking things swipped.
Right?
Um. Wild. The first thing that I happened to do was I was going in through the snow, and as I crawled through the snow into a structure in the distance, I heard some fighting, and then when I found a whole bunch of dead, uh, uh, what are those mind flayers? There we go. I was almost going to say the other word for them. Uh, mind flayers. Then I met uh, some reasonably okay people who brought me in and then gave me a new hand and a new leg. And the leg is a hammer now.
Brando, what
Yes.
happened to you last time?
Traveling with Huelga and Penny, we ran from monsters up the mountain, um, and managed to find the laboratory or the city laboratory of I forget the name.
Fire.
Fire
Fairbrook
laboratory.
Institute of Research and Experimentation.
I will forget that.
Just remember fire. It's all fire
Fire.
acronyms.
Yeah.
But we found some cool stuff there, and we found some survivors, including Cerese or Ceres,
Cerise.
Cerise.
Cerise, Drew Tagar, and acting male director Blank Pages.
Yes.
Leg page.
Drudigar.
All right. Pemberley Dreadstench and Baron Zakar the Cure of Blackroom.
We were on the phone and both low-key fighting nervous breakdowns.
Yay.
Very succinct. All right. This
And
week,
two of us know where we are.
yeah. Well, this week, Cyrus is kind of playing catch up, chronologically speaking. So we're gonna start with Cyrus, who is in Glenn's
Yay.
Landing.
Am I in Glenn's Landing now, or am I still at
Well,
the temple?
you're quickly on approach to Glenn's Landing.
Okay.
You were at a temple just outside of the city, not the main temple of Bahamut, but really more of like a
Pilgrimage spot.
sorry.
Like a pilgrimage.
Yeah,
Spot.
I mean, yours is more of like the tourist attraction version of the Temple of Bahamut. Also, it's a place where you spend a lot of time training and such. But as far as like center of worship in Glenn's Landing, there is a much bigger structure, campus, you could say, in the city itself. So we join Cyrus in transit.
Have I rested?
I don't think so.
Ah.
I think you. I mean, unless you want to take an hour to just chill out in the open.
I kind of do. I really want to get sending so I can check on people. Because it'll be faster to call the people I'm worried about than. But I can only do it 8 times. I'll just walk. It's fine.
Okay.
For now. At
Well,
least see what state Glenn's Landing is in.
Yeah. You reach the city of Glenn's Landing without too much trouble. And you manage to get, just in the interest of time. I'm speaking in very vague terms here. You get to the city. And the first thing that you would encounter upon arriving in Glenn's Landing is your brothers in arms, fellow members of the temple clad in platinum blue. and
Nice.
they are scrambling around the city. There are monsters to kill, there's people to rescue, there's fires to put out, barricades to reinforce. They're very busy right now since it's just been a matter of hours since everybody was displaced. But as far as you, integrating into their ranks would be trivial. These people need all the help they can get. What do you do?
Jorg, do you mind if we just help things out here for a bit?
Durork agrees. These people need our help.
Okay. Yeah, I'll help.
Okay.
I do have some spell slots left. Can I just ping? Can I do the locate object and just ping if there's any coins
Yes,
nearby wherever I'm going?
absolutely. You do get a ping.
Oh, it tells me the direction, but not like what it is.
Okay.
And if it's moving.
You do get a direction. It is it's in the city.
Okay.
You just follow it, giving you vague directions, and at some point, you get to a point where you're starting to zero in on where it is, and you feel like you're very close to it, but at this point, you're in the middle of a street that is pretty barren of life, except for like the occasional person, running through, trying to get things done, and nearby you're looking for it. You're trying to figure out where it is. You're out in front of a building, which looks like it's like a restaurant or something. It has a big sign over the top of the door that just says "soup" in big letters.
Okay.
And then a second later, you hear, "You there, Paladin?
Oh. What ho?
Brightblade? Yes,
Oh. Yes. Hello. Hi. Who?
over here."
I follow.
And you're following it, and you don't see a person, but you
Yeah.
do see in the front of this restaurant there's a bench, and right in front of the bench is a solitary boot.
Food wizard. Sorry.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Discord just ate whatever that sound was.
Sorry. Oh, I had forgotten he existed till I made my list today. Wait, no, I know your name. I found my book. Venom Lang.
Yes,
Something like that.
yes, indeed. Yes, it is I, Finham Lang.
I choose to believe Cyrus actually did shout Boot Wizard.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Boot wizard.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were dead. Hi. How did you get here? Wait, no. I don't need to ask how you got here. We all got shuffled. Well, how can I help?
Quick correction. I did not get shuffled. Unfortunately, my new apprentice did get shuffled, and
Oh.
so he's gone. And here I am.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, would you like me to take you somewhere?
I would love to not be stranded in front of this restaurant. Yes.
You don't want soup?
If I had digestive tract, I would consider it.
I mean, shoes have tongues. I'll pick up the boot.
Believe it or not, Brightblade, I have heard that one before.
Yeah. I pick up the boot. We're just gonna try to help. Just help out around here. Are you good with just hanging out?
I am okay with this for the time being. We're clearly in a time of great distress, and I think it would be
Wait,
premature for me to have any particular stakes in whatever is happening.
you're a wise wizard.
I am.
Do you know, like, what happened? Do you know anything about what happened?
Well, I can tell you that a mass teleportation spell did happen, the likes of which I could never have conceived of previously. It has my mind racing in that it did not affect me. Also, it's worth noting it didn't separate you from any of your clothing. That means that the spell knows that I'm a person and not just mere footwear. But I was not targeted by the magic. And that is fascinating.
Thank you, Chris, for answering that.
He's very smart.
Wait, are you a ghost wearing a boot?
we've been over this. No, I am not a ghost. I am the consciousness of a powerful wizard, Finham Lang,
Yes.
and I am in a boot.
Yes. Okay. I don't have the brains for this. It's okay. We'll move on.
Just like strap me to your belt or whatever, and we'll figure it out later.
All right. I do this thing.
Okay. As you are,
Dork, have you met this boot?
Dork has not said anything through this conversation, but he has been staring at the two of you wide-eyed. And when you ask him this question, he says, "Dork is flabbergasted."
This is Venom Lang. He's a powerful wizard, and I hold up the boot.
Right.
Don't worry, we've got a brave ally with us today. Come on,
Dork
let's go
is
save the
in no position to argue.
city. Oh, I'm so happy.
As you are having this conversation, it just so happens that this restaurant is maybe like 2 blocks away from like the eastern gate of the city. And as you're wrapping up this conversation, there's some people who come running in from out of the city, and you recognize a couple of them.
Okay.
I should have been more ready on the pictures, so stand by. Hang on, sorry, I'm juggling a lot of notes.
It's all good.
You're okay.
That character, and I will also need that character. Okay.
I was joking when I suggested it would be the boot wizard. I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, I know. So, man, I should probably find new art for this character. Approaching are 3 individuals, 2 of which you recognize from Bifrost. One, Andre Yellowbear.
Andre!
This weirdo, Coral.
Oh, okay.
And an individual you don't recognize, a sprightly, red-haired goblin woman.
Oh, Anne recognizes the picture though.
Mhm.
Is Coral one of the holy people? I can't remember.
I've
No.
met Coral.
No, Coral is like a bandit, basically, that you guys
Yeah.
like shanghaied from the band that he was running with.
Was he hanging out with Davin's crew?
No,
I don't
no,
remember.
no, different group. He was with the gang that tried to steal Rallos's minigun from his home, and you
Got it.
went and tracked them
Oh.
down and convinced Coral
Right.
to basically turn on the rest of his gang. You're like, hey,
Right.
we have a place that's cool, and you can come live there. And he's like, sounds great, and then stabbed all his friends.
Cool. And then I forgot about him.
Yeah. But
I
they
will
come
also-
they come running up, and the 2 of them recognize you immediately. And Andre is like, Cyrus, oh my God!
Andre! Oh, dim.
He runs up and
Panic frog
gives you a
noises.
big hug, a big panic hug.
Yes. Oh, about that. I'm glad you're okay.
What are you doing here? What are we doing here?
I think the world's ending, but don't panic. At least try not to panic. I don't have a follow-up to that. Just try not to panic. We'll work on it.
The goblin woman doesn't seem interested necessarily in like engaging in whatever conversation that you guys have just started. But she does turn and see the restaurant and be like, "Oh, thank God you're in one piece." And she stalks through the door, goes, "They better not have touched anything."
Oh, miss, is this your restaurant?
She's gone. She's in the
Okay.
restaurant.
Well, Andre, have you seen anyone else from Bifrost? Or Coral?
Yeah, we did. We just we came east of here. We've been running for a few hours now. We got we've been being chased by all kinds of weird like squiddly things, and it was real mean. We did You remember Sunmaster Nell?
Yeah.
They stayed behind to make sure we could get away. They and Coral cuts in a little solemnly and is like, Nell didn't make it.
Oh, fudge. Dang. That was a badass too.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, us too. They put up
Well,
a hell of a fight.
well, let's take care of people who are alive. I need to go look for some people. But oh, Cyrus just kind of blue screens for a bit.
Yeah.
I think actually what I need to do is take a break for roughly an hour. Maybe we should have some soup.
So Anne, we've been pouring over the list of friendship coins here, and
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier there's a name that I'm surprised is not on this list. So surprised that I'm willing to bet that it's something that we've simply gotten wrong, or a thing that you may have corrected if you had known better at some point in the timeline. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you roll a d20. If you get 11 or up, we'll just say that this token was in fact given. Okay, excellent. While you're having this conversation and or trying to wrap your head around what you've just heard, you get another ping on your locate object spell.
Okay. Hold on. I think there's another friend nearby.
Seems to be coming from the temple district.
Okay. I have to go. I think there's somebody else I know in this direction. You guys can come with if you want.
Yeah, we'll come with you. We don't have anything better to do. It's crazy out there.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they follow you wherever you're going.
Was that the goblin person who was with you? Did you a friend of yours or?
And Coral just looks in the restaurant and is like, I guess she's all right. Right.
Oh, okay.
She said
right,
she said she was from here, so I guess she's home now. Mission accomplished.
Cool. All right, I'll deal with that next. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you you follow your the ping to the next location. You head into the temple district, big grandiose area that you're very familiar with. A high concentration of various clergymen of Bahamut milling around here, more so than you saw in the rest of the city. But most importantly, as you zero in on this object, you see Topknot.
Topknot. Oh yeah, he definitely had a coin.
He is being held up bodily by another paladin. He looks a little out of it. But as you approach, he sees you, and he kind of shakes his head as if it's full of cobwebs. Realizes that he's being held up by another paladin and pushes off of him, trying to stand on his own, faltering in his steps a little bit. And he's like, "That's enough. I'm far from helpless." And he kind of stands in front of you, and he's like, "Cyrus, by the billowing of his wings."
I'm glad you're okay, Topknot.
Yes.
Do you need a little lay on hands? A little touch?
I'm perfectly fine. And now that you are here, we can bring the fight. He collapses on the ground, and the paladin catches him again.
It doesn't seem perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Can I lay on hands?
He basically passes out into this paladin's arms, and the paladin is like, he's been like this for a couple hours. He basically saved the city, but it cost him a lot.
Is he wounded or just exhausted?
It's just exhaustion. He communed with the dragon himself to guard the city when we saw the blast wave coming.
God.
Didn't save the whole
Topknot's such a
city.
badass.
Didn't save the whole city, but saved most of us.
He's so cool. Well, let's maybe just put him somewhere to rest. Let's see. What's nearby? Can I just prop him up, I guess, out of the
Yeah,
way?
I mean, you can probably find a place somewhere. I mean, you tell me where you want him to be.
I have a question.
Sure.
Are we anywhere near my house?
I mean, you could get there.
I'll just bring him to my house to lay him down out of the way,
Okay, yeah.
and also look for my family.
All right. The other the paladin that's carrying him, he follows you.
Okay.
You managed to find your way back to your childhood home, which you haven't been to in a hot minute.
Hey. I know when I open the door they're not gonna be
Mhm.
there, but I'm still gonna do the like, Mom, Dad, look.
Yeah, you
Hello.
step in, and it is a ghost town.
I don't like that. But anyways, I'll take Top Knot down and put him on a bed.
All right. Yeah, they paladin leaves him with you.
Okay.
You make sure Top Knot is down and Top Knot is rested, and everything's fine.
Hey allies, would you be cool with watching my back while I meditate for like an hour?
Yeah, they're willing to do that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and if you want, like, obviously, Andre and to a lesser degree, Coral are more comfortable, like staying here and making sure either you're okay or Top Knot's okay or whatever. Darork makes the conscious decision to not rest. He goes out
Okay.
to make himself useful.
Okay. Check in sometimes, Dark.
Darork will do this. He gives a nod
Good luck.
on his way out the door.
Yeah, and then I'll just sit and I guess rest till I can recover some.
Yeah.
So till I can retrain some spells.
Andre makes himself at home and starts cooking some food for everybody.
That
While you're
is
doing
appreciated.
that, and you get a short rest.
A short rest. Oh no.
It would take a long rest.
To relearn my spells.
Yeah, I mean, it would take until morning. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine.
I really want to be able to talk to people. No, I should help. Well, I got some spell slot. No, I didn't get spell slots back. Dang it.
I mean, let me ask you this: is there
Yeah.
anything you want to do in the immediate future, as in like today?
Just help out who I can in
Okay.
the town around me.
Okay, if you're going to busy yourself in the town and make yourself useful, that is perfectly fine.
Yep.
If you want to do that, and then until you need to really rest, and
Yeah.
then do that, that's fine. Pretty quickly, the paladins of the temple are diligent enough to be like, hey, people got to sleep sometime, so let's figure out how we're going to keep this place running, like, in shifts.
Okay.
Because the fucking illithids are not going to stop when night falls. So yeah, you don't have any problem helping out when you can and finding time to rest in between. So yeah,
Perfect.
go ahead and take a long rest, and we'll move to the next day.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next day.
Next day.
So
Burp.
I wake up and I suddenly feel like I can cast sending.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Things to do. First things first. I am going to attempt to cast sending on the Raven Queen.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and work on that that message, because it's gonna be a what, 25 words.
Yeah, I've already got it written down. Hold on.
Mhm.
I'll just copy paste it into Discord. Paste. Oh, that's the wrong chat though. But it should be somewhere on Discord.
Okay, let me have a car. Are you
It just
okay?
says,
Yeah, go ahead.
"Pardon, Lady of Ravens. I call on behalf of Zakar. Are you okay? Where are you? How can we help? Please respond to this message.
Please respond to this message. All right.
Do I get a response?
You do get a response.
Ah,
Give the DM a moment to think about it.
cool.
Is the Meow Mix song.
From the Raven Queen, that'd be very concerning.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh no, they've broken her mind.
They broke her. They turned
How-
her into a cat commercial.
How many
The only-
words is the Meow Mix song?
The only thing that would be more
Let me look
scary
up.
is if she started playing something copyrighted.
Ah,
The Raven Queen loves Kevin MacLeod.
he's got some good jams. All the good jams.
Legit though. Who are you going to talk to first?
I'm trying to remember who Coda is. Was Coda a gravecaller?
Is more than 25. Darn.
Coda. You sound familiar.
I'm not very good at taking notes. Like, I write things down, but then I don't give context. Like, in my actual token list note, it just said boot. And it took me a while to remember that there's a boot wizard.
Coda is a gravecaller.
Oh, okay, cool.
Coda is a Kenku? It looks like, or a bird person of some kind.
Right.
A bird person. What are they? Arakokra.
Is Coda the only person, the only gravecaller I gave a token to? Wow, Anne. Good work. Not Aurelian.
Neither Aurelian nor Rylos, because neither of them get the friend coin.
No, apparently not. Or the dragon, the really cool dragon, Valley.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I gave a token to Valley. But
Sorry for the delay.
It's all right.
Had to write,
Can't believe that Al
had to collect my thoughts on this one. You do get a response from the Raven Queen.
Okay.
She says, "Brightblade, I am interred by Alabar's forces. I know not where. My power wanes. I don't know what to do." That's the end of the message.
Okay. Pulling out of my stone. Wait, nope. First, I'm gonna do one we're sending.
Okay.
I'm calling my sister,
Okay.
and the message just says, "Glug, are you okay? Are you alive? Where are you? Please respond to this message."
You get a response almost immediately. It says, "Cyrus? Oh God, you're okay. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm really fine. I'm in some fortress. The Bulwark, I think they call it."
Oh,
She's probably out of words by then.
she ended up somewhere cool. Good to know. Okay, cool. Sister's safe. I pull out my stone to call Zakar.
Okay.
Ring, 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 ring. Phone call.
Great club.
Baron Zakar. Yep. Dip, dip.
Zakar, are you there?
Cyrus.
Cyrus, Zakar. I talked to the Raven Queen. Kind of. She's okay. She doesn't know where she is. Sorry, it's not very helpful. You probably knew this, but she's
Yes.
alive. Well, we also knew that too. Damn it.
Yes.
She doesn't know what to do.
Yes.
Oh. Is there anything you want me to tell her?
Not right now.
Okay. How are you?
Walking.
Ah. Cool. All right. I'll just check in later. Bye. Can I hang up the rock?
Dial tone.
Yep.
All right.
Alright.
I think at this point it's
Hold on.
Okay.
Pemberley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Wes is okay. He kind of she kind of steers the bear and then
No, no.
What's
That
happening?
was out of character. Like Taylor is looking at Allie, being like, "Do you have anything to add to this exchange?"
Oh, I didn't. Oh, uh, hey, you okay? What's
Yeah.
what are the
Yeah.
deets?
Well, I'm in Glenn's Landing. Top Nut's here, and he's a badass. But we knew that. He was able to stop some of the people from getting shuffled, I guess. My
What do you do?
family's not here, but Top Nut's here. And I found Andre and Coral. And I'm gonna try to reach out and call some other people. Is there anyone you want me to check on?
Man, I think I'm the new one of the bunch. I think, you know, uh, your friends are my friends, so just yeah, I'm not really putting my hopes up.
Oh. Oh, also, wait, I don't know if you know him. Sunmaster Nell passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cyrus. That sucks.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't he the shiny Paylor guy from Bifrost?
Yes, he was.
Oh,
He was very cool.
I mean,
Oh, where what are your plans? Are you staying? Are you
Oh,
staying put?
um,
We meet
I f-
you.
yeah, I know Dork wants to get back to his people, so, uh, I'm gonna spend just, another day just trying to help out here for a bit, and then I'll start heading towards Daka? Watch it. Daka. Which one's the one that's close?
Dak is closer. Watch it is where Dorok is going.
Oh, okay. But where are you guys headed?
We're kind of in the Daka-ish vicinity,
Okay. Well,
I think.
I'll try to meet sorry, voice getting a little wobbly. Try to meet you guys in Daka or around thereabouts in another day or so. Also, if we hear from anybody who's in the vicinity of the bulwark, apparently my sister's there. If anybody would be willing to go check on her. Is the bulwark the one that's really up north? Or is that the one that's kind of close to?
No, Bastion was up north. Bulwark was down south.
Mm.
You
Oh,
guys went
heck.
to the Bulwark on the way to Fairbrook.
That's right.
It's
So in theory, I'm
it's
the one
the
that's closely.
yeah the Bulwark was the last line of defense on the southern point that linked to Fairbrook by ship.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, she's probably safe there for now. I hate this.
Oh, Cyrus, do what you need to do.
Yeah, I should go to the bulwark. I should go get my sister. Damn it.
Just to help you out, Cyrus, the Bulwark
Uh-huh.
is right here. I'm on the wrong tool. The Bulwark's
When
right here.
When the map loads,
Yeah.
you'll definitely see that.
All right. Change of plans. a small change. Well, Jork, are you comfortable heading to watch it on your own?
Rourke is confident that he can fight most battles. He he kind of backs out at the last moment. You suspect he was
Most-
going to say something slightly braver and then change his
Yeah.
mind.
Do you want to take a quick side trip with me to the Bulwark to pick up my sister, and then we can go to Dhaka, and then we can escort you to watch it?
Rourke thinks this is more than reasonable.
All right, cool. I will also relay this plan to assembled other NPCs.
Yeah, I think at this point you guys have enough means with which to communicate as you travel that you guys could just relay messages freely. Things
Okay.
Things that are unless you guys want to very deliberately inform somebody of something in particular, or not specifically share information. We could just assume you guys have an open line of communication.
Pemberley definitely tells Cyrus about Wild and Brando.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that being
do we know that
said-
Wild is safe? I forget.
Yeah, I think the last one is going to cabin and lost arm and leg.
Wild,
Oh.
Wild, how much would you share when they do communicate with you?
How far are we in the repair?
You're good to go. I would say
Fully repaired?
I would say like you're probably still lacking in hit points, so long rest would have to happen or whatever. But long rest is going to heal up a lot of that. So I think it's safe to say that like by the time these conversations start happening, you're already well on your way to healing up, and you're on your way to making a full recovery.
Then yeah, Wild would respond with just like, hello, doing okay, found people, gonna help. Wait, do I have to use 25? No, wait, I have a sending stone.
Yeah, I mean,
it
I think
goes to me.
at this point, take as much.
Tell everybody.
Yeah, many words as you want.
Brando, tell everybody. I found a place. I'm okay now.
I don't have a way to contact them. Only you.
Oh, shit. Wait, how do I contact? Oh, crap. All right, well, listen, I gotta tell somebody. Brando,
Tell me,
my plan.
are you okay now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the leg's not on the right way. You gotta turn it upside. There you go. Yeah. The hammer goes down on the foot. Sorry, I'm talking to the person.
Do you have a hammer foot?
Yeah.
The hammer toe.
I know of boots that can fit that. No, I'm joking.
Oh, trust me, Brando. I know somebody's ass who's gonna get the boot.
Boots were intended for feet, not hammer feet.
Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, I'm still all the way up in the snow place. So, I was thinking, we need Dorja, and we need them on our side.
We need
Those
as many
wily.
allies as we can.
They're wily. And I'm not going to lie, they gave me a thing. A helmet. It lets me know where other people with magical armor is. And I'm gonna hunt them down.
Are we sure they're going to be there?
I can feel them, Brando.
Who found you? Like, who? It sounds like you got repaired. I don't think you did it yourself since you have a hammer now.
Oh, no, not at all. Hold on. I had them down here. What the names? Huelga. No, not Huelga. Where is she? Legon. Structure. Damn it. Great, I have forgotten their names.
So, you met.
Right. I
David?
met Cyrus's teacher,
David Fireforge.
Teacher.
David Fireforge,
Hey.
Interesting.
and also a very lovely dwarf lady who I'm really surprised is very, very good with making warforges. It's impressive. She gave me a hammer for her leg. Well, she's currently putting the hammer on my leg.
Brando thinks a moment. Is Cyrus's teacher able to use the same abilities as Cyrus? Like, can they send word out sending?
Well, it does.
Depends if he's a
Yeah,
cleric or not.
David Fireforge. Oh, damn it, he's away.
If you can, you might have a way to contact the others.
Okay.
At least Cyrus. I'm not sure if they know Zekar or Pemberley.
That's very fair. But also, just in case you have any magical abilities that I don't know about.
I
I know how you Skyfires work. You're all sneaky, sneaky. It's magic. You call it science. It's magic.
I wish I had that ability. But before you leave, see if they can find more parts of your body.
Oh.
Because it sounds like you're not all there.
Joe, It's fine. We're making it work.
Okay, otherwise I think you should be at full snuff plus a hammer foot.
Yeah. I find my hand.
Hey! Is it
That
attached
means-
to an arm or is it a hand to a shoulder?
Hey, it is now. It is an arm attached to a hand.
Good.
Now it can give hugs again.
Hey! Hugs for this time of need. Where
Exactly.
hugs are the most needed. But trying to think. Yeah, do you know where you're at yet?
I look over to this lady and I just go, well, you got the hammer upside down again. Do you remember where we are? Well, no, wait. I don't think we know where we are, did we?
All
I think
right.
they thought they were up north. I
We're
thought they
gonna
said they
we're
were
gonna
near Georgia.
we're gonna
We
jump
said
ahead.
north, but
Hang on. We're gonna jump ahead to the guess where the fuck I am game.
oh, all right.
You Wild. You have a little circle. It's like this big.
Mm-hmm.
You just tell me where you want that circle to be.
Can I make a check? Of any kind? Get a hint.
Yeah. I'll let you. Well,
History?
this does seem a little
Survival.
silly because you were just fucking in Dorja. So you know what the fuck Dorja looks like.
I'm not gonna lie. I think, and he's looking at like a banner, and it says, "Welcome to Dorja.
Welcome
Get
to
the fuck
Dorja."
out."
Yeah.
And he just goes, "I could be wrong." 20/80. 20 being I'm right, 80 being I'm wrong.
All right.
I could be in Dorja.
As long as we're here, Brando. Where do you think you are, Brando?
Right around here.
Right about there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it to you.
Yay.
Oh, that's so close. Hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was at the top of the mountain.
Oh no. Top of the
Okay.
mountain is where a dragon used to
The-
live.
Yeah.
And from where we were before, was it around here?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't 100% know, but I had out of character. You had traveled from like here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I would not have guessed. I thought we were like further
No.
north along here. Or...
Nope.
Yeah. Good to know.
Anyway. So,
Can
yeah, go ahead.
before the day passes, can I contact 4 more people?
Sure.
Just with a rapid fire being like, "Hey, are you alive? Where are you? Do
Okay.
you need help?"
All right, lay it on me.
Please
Yeah.
respond to this message.
Mm.
That's gonna go out to Arzan.
Okay.
Let's wait
Aurelian.
for Arzan's reply first.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you tell me which order. What order you want to do these in.
I'll start with Arzan.
Okay. And you're gonna send him a very similar message. Are you okay? How you doing?
Yeah.
Where are you at? Okay.
And I'll also say like I'm in Glenn's Landing. Where are you? Basically, so for
Yeah.
context.
Arzan would. Do you only have like 4 sendings per day?
They'll just use up the rest of my spells for this. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna assume that
spell slots.
he's only gonna get 25 words to, so he's not gonna be able to tell you a lot of details. But Arzan can tell you, yes, he's okay. He's just fine. He is with friends, and he is in the village of Orden.
Oh hey, that's like. Over here somewhere? No, wait. Orden was over here. There it is.
It says Orden right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
That's right. That's where the little girl was with the Warforged with the 2
with
shield
the
arms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Cool. All right. I don't know about the book, so I don't say anything about the book. Never mind. Moving on.
Yep.
I will contact Gon Ketsuo
Gon
if he
Ketsuo.
allows it.
Sure. Go ahead. For this case, tell me exactly what you're sending.
Gon, it's Cyrus. Shit, you probably knew that. Are you okay? Do you need help?
Yeah. Just to be
I'm in Glenn's Landing.
just to be perfectly clear, the sending spell.
Yeah.
when you
just see-
receive a sending, you
know who
already
it
know
is.
who sent it.
Yep.
That's part of the spell. Is like
I know.
it comes with caller ID. It's built into the spell.
It's very
Cyrus
funny
was
to
cut up
introduce
to-
yourself.
Yeah. The fact that you're
Cyrus
like, hey,
tried to
this is
select-
Cyrus. Yeah. Yes, I know,
Get that
Cyrus.
phone etiquette.
In fact, I think that's exactly how the conversation goes. Gon would spare a few words to be like, yes, I know it's you, Cyrus. I've used sending before. Yes, I'm fine.
Cool story. That's it.
My whereabouts should remain a mystery. But don't worry, I'm fine. And for
Cool.
what it's worth, King in Sunamon is not.
Oh. That is good to know. And unfortunate. Man.
You found the
What?
you found the other person who died.
What?
You
I don't
found
like
you,
this game.
You found both
I
of
don't
them
like
in
the-
you found both of them in one long rest. My hat's
I
off
don't
to you.
like the guess who's died game. Not a fan of it.
Yep.
Oh. Okay. We'll just hold on to that.
Mhm.
I think I was gonna contact Aurelian.
Aurelian.
The Man King in Sunamon was on my list of people to call.
Where the fuck is Aurelian? Sorry, a lot of characters on this map. God, it's right in front of my face and I can't see it. I'm gonna have to Control F. Okay. Similar message to Aurelian, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. Aurelian would respond. He would say, "Yes, I am okay for the time being. Me and several people have holed up in Skyguard.
Oh, okay.
For what it's worth, it's very dangerous here." And he's probably out of words after that.
I've got one more. I'm gonna call him back and see if he needs help.
Okay.
Do you need us to try to send someone to you? Do you need I'm trying to remember where's Skyguard. Is that the volcano? Or is that by Odenheim?
No, Skyguard is it's a Stormguard fortress. Yeah,
Up
it's
there,
on the
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's marked there. It should be like on the peninsula
On the
here.
edge.
Yeah, it's literally it's a massive fortress that is there to watch the maelstrom.
Right. Okay. It's very dangerous where they're at.
And I'll go ahead and tell you that Aurelian would inform you in his response that Maelstrom has gone fucking crazy. So Skyguard is having a day.
Okay. That's good to know. Cool. Cool. And I think that was all of my sendings. I'm just gonna call Zakar back one more time to report what I heard from my sendings.
All right. In the interest of time, Zakar, you know everything that Cyrus just learned.
Yep. That's all.
Perfect.
From here, I would like to know, just going down the line. I want to know. We can start with Cyrus, but I want to get an idea of just like a vague idea of what your plans are for the next week.
I'm gonna go to the bulwark and get my sister.
Okay.
And also every day cast sending to different people to figure out where the heck they're at.
Okay. All right.
And then after I get my sister, probably going to Dhaka. I might be
Okay.
dragging her with. Unclear.
Okay. Zakar and Pemberley.
Well, kind of can't answer that question for Zakar because the answer is go to Dhaka and work from there.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can
The following quest will
Yeah,
hinge greatly on the state of Dhaka.
yeah, we'll circle back to that. Maybe yeah, we should wait on Brando also, I think. Well, Wild, what's your plan, Wild?
Guys, I'm not going to lie. I have the silk blood helmet. And
Jail.
Oh, I should. Let me throw you a bone, Wild. So you know a vague direction with which the it would be coming from. And now that you know you're in Dorja, I can tell you that. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
We're just gonna do this, okay? 1 second. That's not
nice.
That's not absolutely true. Let me see. Let's say 20 degrees. Yeah. I can tell you that it is.
God, I'm gonna have to get the fucking pond.
I gotta rotate it a little bit. I gotta rotate it a little bit more than that. I rotated it too much.
Oh.
Okay. So I would say like vaguely that way.
Well, I guess my first business is to get out of Dorja, and then I must head south. I might stop by Skyguard, if need be, but otherwise I think I will continue south. I have to see if maybe they might. It might sound silly, but a little bit to the east of Fairbrook and to the west of Tierfang. Maybe they're in Grick. I don't know. They're somewhere along there. The sooner I get them, the sooner I complete this armor set,
Mm-hmm.
the sooner we get Dorja on our side.
Okay. So it sounds like you're going to be traveling kind of you're going to be going the long way westward probably.
I mean, there's nothing in Dorja that could get me across.
If you, how about this? Make an investigation check.
Oh, well, hell yeah. Oh god, I'm so bad at this.
Meet
I'm
Carl, did you?
gonna use my my one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're gonna spend a point here?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a point.
Okay.
And that's a +1, right? Not a.
Yeah, that just adds a +1 to your roll.
Okay, good. I'm rolling a flat d20.
Okay. Oh
Okay,
no!
God didn't want it.
Wow. Okay. Well, -1.
Guys.
It offset your intelligence.
Yeah, yes.
That's
It offsets
hilarious.
my intelligence.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I just go, yep, gotta take the long way around this. Georgia doesn't have any kind of infrastructure. They just
Yeah.
have holes in the ground. It's
So,
freakish.
Yeah, I mean, you take some time to get the lay of the land in Georgia in a way that you didn't really have a chance to when you were being ferried in and out really rapidly. And what you find is that in kind of like the opening hours of the confusion that came with like the the beginning of this whole mess, a lot of people scoured Georgia, found boats, and just fucking took them all.
There's a lot of locked doors in Georgia. It's like they always locked their door, and now
Yeah.
everyone who had keys is gone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, well then, yep, I'm gonna take the long trip west.
All right. A bit of a fun thing happens while you're in Georgia, though. Probably, I'll go ahead and say, like, while you're sitting on like the end of a dock. It's probably underground. Like there's an underground. There's a dock that's like in the mountains, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of has like a waterway that just empties out into the ocean. And while you're sitting there, you're not the only person milling around in Georgia, but you're just kind of sitting out, trying to be like, well, now what do I do? And while you are sitting there and contemplating,
Mhm.
something hits you in the back of your knee. Not enough to like hurt you or anything, just like a sharp like thunk, like in the back of your knee.
I look down. That better not move.
Yeah,
Hello?
you turn around. It came from behind you. I don't think I was clear about that. You get hit in the back of the knee, and you're just like, what the fuck? You turn around and look down, and you see standing about 2.5, 3 feet tall is this fella,
Aw.
We're sheep.
and he
Is
he
it
looks
a
up at you.
mini minotaur?
It's a baby minotaur. Yes.
Aw.
He looks up at you with this like indignant look on his face, and he's got this big club in his hand. Looks just like a tree trunk basically, and he throws it on the ground very angrily, and he looks up at you and he goes, "For the honor of my clan, I challenge you to glorious combat."
Well, very well. May I know the name of my challenger?
And a second later, you hear another voice go, "Child, did you just hit this man with a log?" Another minotaur approaches. He looks like this. A full size minotaur this time. He comes up and looking down at this kid who's just like nose turned up, very indignant, like, and he's like, "Can I not turn my back on you for 5 seconds?" And he takes a moment to look at you, and he's like, "You see one trial by combat in your life, and you start getting ideas."
Oh, I know how it is. Oh, I love wrestling too. Oh. Plus, you
my
have
apologies.
a good. Oh, no apologies necessary. You have a strong warrior on your hands. I understand how difficult it is.
Yeah, indeed. The boy is strong of spirit, but frail of discretion. He holds a hand out to shake yours.
I reciprocate and I
Yeah,
just go, the name is Wild.
I am Rugius of the mountain clan Selena. And this little scamp, and he puts a hand on the little one. He's like, "This little scamp is Costas." And Costas turns up his nose and says, "Do not tell him my name, father. He has not yet earned it."
I just give him one. I just like point down at him and kind of like shake my finger, and I just go, "You got it right, kid."
The kid who barely reaches up to your thighs seems unimpressed.
Unfortunately, I will have to wait on our trial by combat. I have a previous engagement on the other landmass.
Yes, I suspect that that goes for most people here.
Oh yeah, and you?
Oh, yes, we're from Gringon and its surrounding territories.
Oh, hey. Right, not too far away, not too far away.
Well, it's a bit of a trek from here, but
Oh, well,
but
right,
it's
yeah, for right now.
we have, as a matter of fact, done much worse. However, so assuming the road is not too treacherous, I am confident we can reach home in short order.
Re- really? Wait, faster than everyone else here with, well, I guess there's no more carts. They kind of took all the carts. And then there
Well-
were some people who took the carts and turned them into boats.
Well, we have traveled overland quite a bit in the past few months.
Oh,
It's a tradition for those in our tribe to seek the pillars of the earth. It's a roundabout way of saying that we travel to other mountainous regions across the globe to reconnect and commune with Eos from its strongest points.
you are a wise people. Uh,
Sometimes, yes.
far be it from me to impose, but if you're going my way, it's always safer to be in a herd.
I had considered the same. I'm sure many people want to leave here, and the road will be treacherous, but strike the numbers and all that.
I look down at the kid and I just go, would you be willing to travel with me? We would be able to fight all the sooner.
If you pull your weight, you are welcome.
Wild fucking flexes so hard, you just hear the muscle. You just hear the iron go like,
Yeah. Like he
The straining of steel wire.
Yeah,
Yes.
Costas, not too subtly, also tries to flex, like, and he's pretty yoked. I mean, he's clearly like a child for a minotaur, but as you can imagine, a child minotaur is like, you ever tried to like roughhouse with like a pit bull, and it's
yeah,
just
and
like it's just like if this dog wanted to, it could push me off a cliff, and there's nothing I could do.
it's just like this thing.
Yeah.
This thing is just taut, wiry muscle.
Yeah. Anyway.
Then it is decided. We'll make great time, and be all the safer for it.
In the interest of time, Wild, you can rally quite a few people for a traveling party, basically,
Nice.
and we can talk about what happens with them later on.
Next time. Yeah.
Nice. Meanwhile, we haven't really been rolling initiative, but who wants to go first? Team team. I don't have a team name. The team.
Team friend hate.
Yeah. Team-
Snark.
yeah. Team. Yes. Team Snark or Brando Skyfire.
I will go.
Okay.
Let Brando go.
Okay.
Brando spoke up first. We can switch over to Brando and Welga and Penny and Jasper.
Yes.
You have
And Cerise and
Cerise and
Drew
Drudigar and acting male director blank pages. Yeah,
blank
whole thing.
pages.
All that shit.
Mhm.
So you've had the opportunity to kind of settle in this shelter that they've been in. They managed to like they have some food to go around, nothing special. Like a lot of it is just like rations or whatever preserved food they could find. At one point in time, you find yourself just like sitting down and kind of picking each other's brains because like obviously the last few, the last day or two has been real weird for everybody. So just a mutual exchange of information. And in that time, you're sitting down with Cerise and Drudigar. Meanwhile, blank pages against the wall, just like arms crossed and just staring at you guys from afar, he expects something, something to happen. um, just
And
watching
how's
just watching you guys.
Huelga? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
How's Huelga and Penny?
They're fine. They're biding their time. You guys are probably all sitting around enjoying some tea or whatever.
Mhm.
And
Brando wants. Oh, go ahead.
nope, you go ahead.
Brando wants to get a feel of everybody's combat abilities because right now I think we're going to try to push for Fairbrook since we're so close.
Okay. If you just want an appraisal of everybody, go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay. What is my insight, and should I even use the character sheet?
Up to you, man.
we'll try it.
15 is not bad. I'll tell you just in passing. Obviously, you know what Huelga can do. You don't think Penny is that great in a fight. Cerise is pretty stocky, as is most dwarves, but she doesn't carry herself like somebody who enjoys getting into a fight. She, in the interest of time, she could inform you that she's actually just the janitor here in the main campus of Fire. Drudigar, he's a lard boy, and you know that means that if you give him a knife and a skillet, he can defend any kitchen. And as you know, blank pages can sneak up on halflings and put daggers to their throat with relative ease.
Okay. I kind of want to ask Cerise what happened here.
Yeah, Cerise would basically monologue at you at however much she knows. And she would say, so we've actually been down here for a while. Aside from the general state of things out there, the Institute's been dealing with some internal complications as of late. I'm not going to get into it, or blank pages will have a fucking conniption. She kind of side eyes him, and he just squints. Just to let you all know that he's watching and listening to the conversation. She continues. She says, "Point is, most of the other buildings up there on the surface, they're pretty hard to live in. I mean, you saw them. But this one still had a roof over its head and enough supplies, to keep us alive for the time being. I don't know that it's gonna last forever, but we're figuring it out. Anyway, we saw the blast wave hit, and we had just enough time to get down here. And after that, we saw it go right over our head. Didn't affect us at all. We didn't even know what happened until yesterday. There's another group that passed through here. Explained that they got hit by the blast wave and it teleported them from different places, and they had just kind of, they were trying to figure out how to get back to their respective homes. And apparently they had been fighting and running from mind flayers and the like ever since they all landed. They said something about wanting to organize like a sort of caravan and start ferrying people westward, hopefully back home. We pointed them towards Fairbrook since it was the nearest to the port, and they were going to need that to cross the Pleat.
What did this party, or like what kinds of people were in this party, or races and such?
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. I'm trying to remember names. Go ahead and roll. Let's see. Let's have some fun with this.
All right.
I'm gonna roll a d6.
Rolling 1d6.
Yeah, she's actually, hang on, thinking. Okay, we can do that. Go ahead and roll 2 more d6.
All right.
A 6 and a 5. Oh, give me one more. Sorry, Todd.
No worries.
I'm looking for a different number. I'm looking for something not 6. Okay, I can do that. She's like, they were quite a motley crew. God, I barely remember names. There was one named Krapelka. I don't think I'll ever forget that name as long as I live.
I completely forget this
Yeah.
character.
And there was an old lady with him named Eunice. I don't remember
Eunice.
the other ones though. There was a bunch of other ones, real strong types, heavily armed. One of them was a Kenku. One of them was a gnome.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not ringing any bells. Yeah, strong types. Strong as in muscular, or strong as in they look like they could really hold themselves in a fight.
Yeah, just people that looks like they could hold themselves in a fight. People who look like they could be running from illithids for a nigh on a day.
Makes me wonder if it's one of Zakar's crew. And I forget the gnome. Is the gnome? Did the gnome carry dice on him?
No. She seemed like I think she was like I don't know. She was a religious type.
Oh, she. Okay. Red hair.
Yeah.
Okay, I might know her. She might have been from my town. Oh dear. At least it's good to know that certain people are nearby.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to catch up with them, they all went to Fairbrook.
Would you guys be willing to move to Fairbrook with us? Safety in numbers with since well, bad things are happening and fewer numbers means greater chance of death right now.
Well, I mean, we'd love to be helpful, but we're still like, I mean, I realize the institute's in a bad way, but we're still on the clock, so to speak.
Um I'm still amazed that you guys were not teleported. Is it okay if I examine you guys, or would any of you be willing to be examined?
I mean, I guess. What do you the what?
Detecting magic.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I don't know if I need to roll anything. Maybe Arcana.
I don't think you need to roll anything. You would not detect very much. They definitely don't have any like magic items on their person. You can
But like,
see
are they affected by like magic or something?
detect
Like,
magic, detects magic. You don't detect any magic.
interesting. Rando is scratching his head at that.
Hmm.
It's amazing that you guys are not affected, and I don't know why. But based on what's been happening, or based on the damage that we've seen, something must have happened, and I don't know if this is a blessing or no. You guys are in familiar territory. This is a blessing.
I mean,
Um,
best we can figure, we were actually below enough. We were low enough in the ground that the blast wave couldn't reach us down here. But I'm just guessing. It's clearly it wasn't just an explosion. It was something else.
Brando wishes he could contact Odenheim because it's a civilization under a mountain. Um, but it did pass over them, so it did get deep. Such a mystery to try to figure out. Okay. If that is what you wish, we will not force you. In fact, it would help out if others were to come here and meet you guys, or see you guys and have you guide them to Fairbrook. Brook.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely keep our eye out, and if we're lucky, and she glances over at blank pages, and she's like, if we're lucky, that guy won't kill them immediately.
um. Well, since this is out in the open now, like there's no secret. Brando's like, okay. Also, feel free to sit down. This is going to be a big one, and Brando will tell them at least like the end of the world is coming,
Mhm.
that Alabar is here, that time is limited, and trying to think. he might also ask if they somehow have been in contact with anybody else that they know, because um, if places are like if various parts of the fire lab are gone, maybe they got transported somewhere. Sorry, this is kind of meta. Um,
Yeah, you're assuming a lot.
yeah, never mind. But he at least tells them that much, and
Mhm.
tells them the last place that Alabar ate was Mechanus, and he's pretty sure that the rest of the planets or most of the universe has already been eaten by Alabar.
Mhm. Um, Cerise would say like, well, I mean, we we have very limited communication with other members of the institute. They're kind of they're abroad. They're extremely abroad, as a matter of fact. Like she's in mid sentence when blank pages is like, and that is quite enough about that, Cerise. And she pipes up and kind of scowls at him a little bit.
Brando looks up to blank pages and tries to get a read on him, but he's like, "Did something happen?"
He just keeps staring at you, and he's like, "The affairs of the institute are none of your concern." As he says this, you see a hummingbird come and just hover next to his head. He doesn't even look at it. He just reaches up and takes a tiny tube, like about the size of like a tube of chapstick, out of the grip of the hummingbird's little feet, and puts it in his coat, and takes out another tube and hands it to the hummingbird, and the hummingbird takes it and flies away.
How can he even read it? It's not even
Yeah,
wet.
I'm Brando is shocked for a moment, but it looks like blank pages is knows what he's doing, whatever he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Brando tries a little joke. I'm glad to know that you are still doing your job in these dark times, or you're still able to do your job in these dark times.
Well, I am glad I meet your approval. And he just kind of
Uh,
scowls at you. Cerise is like, God, you're such a creepy fuck.
as much as we would enjoy having you join us, is there anything that we need to know? Brendo's trying to think.
I mean, we don't know. We don't actually get out of the out of out of the campus very often. It's actually important for us to stay here for the time being.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Brando could go to Fairbrook alone, but he would want to check with names, Huelga and Penny to see if they want to join him to Fairbrook or if they feel safe here.
They are more than willing to come with you. Huelga is, I mean, she's eager to go anywhere in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, like when Cerise earlier had mentioned that there was a caravan ready to like try and cross the Pleat, Penny was very excited to hear that because she wants to get
Oh,
back to Glenn's Landing.
okay. Then we will definitely head for Fairbrook. First things first, since Penny cannot carry herself in a fight,
Hmm.
Brando is giving her the horn of silent alarm,
Okay, cool.
so she can warn us like if she's in danger, if
Sure,
somehow we get separated.
sure.
And he'll also give Penny the talking doll, and let's see, if she were to attune to it, she could do something like throw it and it would say I'm over here or something distraction, so
Right.
she could use it as a way to get away pursuers.
Okay, cool.
um I think for now Brandil will keep the potion of gaseous form, but
All
at
right.
least this will give a way to or should I give Penny that so she can protect herself? Brando doesn't want anybody to die on this trip right now, so fine.
Mhm.
They'll give her the gaseous form potion for now.
Okay, cool.
This way, her chances of survival are greater.
Okay. All right. If that's it, you can go ahead and start traveling. It's the better part of an afternoon to make the walk down the mountain into Fairbrook proper.
Brando also says a good thank you to the guys or to everybody.
Mhm.
Was there anything that I could give them? I don't think. Where's my character sheet? My online character sheet, Google Sheets, and we'll do Brando Artificer and anything in my pack.
I just saw the time. Is
Uh,
everybody okay for another hour or?
Let's fucking rock and roll.
I'm good.
Another hour is fine.
Okay, right on.
You know what? Brando uses his decanter of water to give them fresh water.
Okay. I mean, they have
So
that.
they'll have, yeah, if there's any tanks that can hold water, he'll pour it into there.
Oh yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he'll use the you know what? We get to say it. Brando will put some mayo in another thing for them from the alchemy jug. So it gives them
Yeah.
a little bit of food.
All right. They don't refuse that.
It was either going to be that or honey, and I'm like, nobody uses mayo. I'll use the mayo.
You'd be surprised how many problems in D&D get solved with mayo.
It's encouraged.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, but yeah.
I think we're going to assume that you are going to start moving toward Fairbrook upon a rest, and we can come back to that. And we're gonna give Zakar and Pemberley something to do this evening. Gotta
Yes,
zoom back up
we're
in my
heading-
notes. Go ahead.
Heading towards Dhaka.
Mhm.
She's just keeping an eye on Zakar. He got a pretty heavy a pretty heavy blow in the past day.
Yeah.
So it's kind of she's worried about him. So
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. So Zakar, I assume you're keeping to yourself mostly in the in the hours that follow.
Yes. From an outsider looking in, Pemberley would definitely observe that whilst moving on autopilot as he is, with her riding on his shoulders, Pemberley, you wouldn't get the impression that he has begun to. Sakara is thinking. He has been thinking, and he is the expression of mannerisms of someone who is playing like 20 different games of chess all at once in his head, and has about 1,000 more lined up.
Okay.
And apart from answering calls as they come in, not that it's out of character for Zakar to be nonverbal for significant lengths of time. This does seem a little bit more pointed in that you would think, like, by now he's usually had a thought that makes him yell at someone.
Yeah. Yeah, and the time that she's known him, she kind of gets that impression. Just kind of from her vantage point on the shoulder, she takes usually takes a peek, sees like if there's a point where he gets a little too intense, and then intentionally messes up his hair, and just like
You just take one of his anime bangs and lift it up and drop it.
yeah.
And it comes down and pokes you
now
in
you
the
got an
eye and
antenna.
hurts real bad. This is like, ow!
What the-
The hair gel.
Ah.
She gets two of them like rains. Oh, it's that way.
What
You-
is what way?
That way.
No,
It's-
it's no. It's that's northeast. We're headed northwest. You don't even know what a continent is.
You know what a continent is? Garfield told me.
What the fuck is a Garfield?
This goes on for several hours.
What I don't get is why that druid awoke in me. And why he gave me lasagna.
I love Druid Garfield. So
Awakened familiar.
It
Garfield.
just means that it's a Monday. No, just a continent is a pan that they put lasagna in. Duh.
I,
No, I think a condiment is when you put on a hamburger like salsa or perhaps a nice lasagna.
a whole lasagna.
Thank you,
On your
Druid
bird.
Garfield. See, Druid Garfield says so.
Alright guys, I'm gonna leave actually. Being referred to by the third name.
just the two of you alone on the road under the apocalyptic eclipse. Some amount of, delirium sets in.
oh
A
yeah,
fucking-
especially because
Zombie
like I want to be very clear about the situation. Zakar picked up a Pemberley specifically because he doesn't want to move that slow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is all happening at his usual fast
No.
as fuck movement speed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does he Naruto run?
No.
Power.
And there is a 5% opacity Garfield in like it is in the sky as large as the sun looking down at you, going,
In the eclipse.
Konnichiwa tonamahe, como ne soha. Credits.
You know.
Anyway. So you
Just think of those old men screaming at the sky.
you guys travel for, but most of a day. From the coastline where you ended up, it doesn't take you very long to find a road that runs north to south. And then from then on, it's not hard to start finding road signs that point towards Daka and or Bitstings, and other nearby points of interest. And you start.
Zakar has okay. During this time period, this might be best decided by the dice. Zakar is beginning to catalog and to profile general bits of life that he can observe, as in like, okay, like rocks and plants haven't been teleported. Are the bugs still here? Are the birds still here? Are like he's running through the general catalog of observable like fauna in this general area.
Yeah. You would. I think it would be safe to say that like you would still notice that there is, there's bugs, there's birds, there's deer, all the stuff you would expect to find, in the wilderness.
He's not seeing any penguins out of place or anything like that,
Yeah,
though?
you don't catch anything that automatically. I mean, you're not the biggest naturalist you've ever known, but you don't see anything that obviously stands out to you as like that doesn't belong here.
A penguin, a pelican, and a parakeet and a parrot are not all one next to one another.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Because you are correct. Zakar is not a great naturalist, but he has been all over this fucking
Yeah.
little rock of
Yeah,
what we call
you would
planet.
you would know if like an onkeg was running through the forest. You'd be like, you don't fucking belong here.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
But anyway, you continue on the road. You manage to in short order. Getting to Dhaka is a good hike for you guys. And the road is not a particularly difficult trek at first. But you start to encounter errant enemy patrols in greater numbers the closer you get to the city. Far too many for the two of you to just, slap out of your way. As sometimes happens on this trip is just like, oh, there's a couple illithids, there's one intellect devourer on the road, and it's gone. But you start to pretty quickly be like, okay, there's getting to be more of them the closer we get to the city, and we're not going to be able to fight all of them.
Spamming invisibility.
Okay. Go ahead and make stealth checks with advantage.
Okay.
I like a 21.
Yeah, but it could be a 30.
Only does Zakar have a fucking negative about. Technically, the ceiling limit of the video game, but I could break it.
Yeah, no, that's what advantage is for.
It's true. It's true.
So 21 is the number, and the number is 21.
It sure is.
Yep.
Let's
So-
play cards and drink.
Yep. So, you guys in between being invisible and being collectively very good at being unnoticed. You managed to get past a lot of the patrols, enough patrols to get where you need to go. And as you approach the city, the amount of Alabar's forces that you see around the city is great. But slinking in between them, you manage to approach the city. And due to the mountains that are around Dhaka, there are actually many paths that go through the hills to give you a slightly more covert approach. And you follow on one such path, which carries you through a sort of vista that overlooks the city. And from there, you can get a good look at the situation within. As you look over the city walls, you would see the once great city of Dhaka now modeled with new structures. They resemble tubes of flesh, veins, stalks, boils, colored in amaranthine pink, cinnabar red, and lavender purple. Walkways that resemble giant arteries worm through the streets, coupling these chambers together, overtaking the districts that once bustled with activity. But not anymore. There's no smoke, no fire, there's no sounds of battle, there's no screams of anguish. Whatever happened here, it was terrible, but it's over now. Dhaka is lost.
Shit.
Oof.
God, what's the plan? Fuck.
we move down the list of allies that maybe aren't dead yet.
But yeah, I guess one foot in front of the other. But I mean, we're gonna take DACA back, right? I mean,
Yeah. That just has to be a little further down the list now.
I'm sorry, big guy. Shit. Fuck.
There's still plenty of people who will not be in DACA.
That's right. That's right.
Zakar mildly adjusts his heading to slightly more west than north now.
Okay.
And this is more for Pemberley than you, Chris. But otherwise resumes his stride and his mental calculations as well. Once out of the worst of enemy contact, the car is going to reach for the Cyrus stone
Mm-hmm.
and hail his favorite frog.
Okay.
Oh,
I think
This is
at
a
this
car.
point, it's later in the same day. So this is probably like just before your long rest, Cyrus.
okay. So this is when I report in. Man, okay, King and Tsunamon is dead, and I guess the water's acting up at the tide pool. Hey, what's going on?
DACA's gone too.
It's gone?
It's
Oh,
it's a lot more purple and has a lot more tentacles.
uh, Glenn's Glenn's Landing is, well, it's not 100% safe, but they're putting up a fight. Part of it's safe. And I talked to, well, not Aurelian was not safe, but I talked to Arzan up in Orden, and he said it seemed safe there. Not that Orden's a very tiny town. That wouldn't help as much. Where do you want to go next?
They're taking the biggest pieces off the board, Cyrus. Which means that Odenheim is my next destination and probably also in a poor state as DACA.
Oh yeah, I got a huge group with me. Don't forget the
Nice kind of
boots.
posse.
Don't forget the boot.
All right, I got it.
Bifrost is small-ish, perhaps. It'll be okay.
If
There you go.
Odenheim is gone, then so is Bifrost.
All right.
DM's note: you have communed with one person in Bifrost.
That is true.
We scried on him.
Oh no, you actually talked to them in the book.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah.
Oh, query.
Query, yeah.
Mhm. But also, yes, Plank.
But
Oh
but
yeah,
we don't know that.
the plank,
Yeah.
not
Mhm.
plank, but yes.
Yeah.
Want to ask want to
That
ask
was
Sad
also
Robot
like
Boy?
Well, that was also like 2 days ago now. What were you asking, Allie?
Pemberley will put a scry on the fountain in Bifrost.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, yeah, the
the
Vilmac
Vilmac
statue.
statue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy
Mhm.
enough. You can get a vision of the statue. It is still intact. It seems unbroken, uncharred, or anything of that nature, and it is happily pouring ale into its basin.
Good
And
lad.
immediately around it, you see a village and tavern that are eerily quiet.
You kind of you see her her eyes glowing like and she speaks to the car. No one's up and about, but the structures seem to be intact. It's not as organic, if you know what I mean.
Well,
But also
that's
nobody there.
that's a plus. If
I'm
if the squids are trying to make this personal, it's going to be interesting how well they may or may not have done their homework.
Mhm.
What do you mean?
I, Sakar kind of like it gives you the half look over his shoulder, and it's like, Pemberley, I okay. So me and the 5 pints have had a very long, very public adventuring career.
Yeah. Yeah, I gather that. Yeah.
Okay, good. Then we're on the same page.
Uh-huh.
But how much do the squids know of that is the question. If they only started tuning in after we met the Raven Queen and started rounding up the kings and armies of the world to, fight the good fight and fucking what am I even saying? That leaves a lot of history out. So if we want to get hopeful, which we shouldn't, we
Yes,
could.
always proceed with pessimism.
Yes, exactly. You're learning. Good. But if we wanted to be hopeful, then there's a lot of details that they could overlook. Especially if they only care about me.
That's true. I mean, with all your sparks and stuff, I mean, people don't fail to notice, as it were. It can be pretty distracting.
Taking all this upon myself was always a means to an end, but if it lets everyone else be that much safer right now, that is probably first objectively good thing to come out of all this.
Yeah, but don't take that. Don't put the world on your shoulders. You got
Too late,
people
little
that.
goblin.
I mean, I know I'm on your shoulders right now, but
Don't put the world on your shoulders. We're still on the phone.
Yes, Cyrus, we're still on the phone. What's your point? Also, yeah, it's too late.
Uh,
We met the Raven Queen, I took on a barony, and now shit's fucked.
yeah, we're being dour and grumpy right now.
And also hoping that the squids are stupid and haven't actually been paying attention to anyone but me.
I mean, do we think they even care about individual people?
To define individual people, Cyrus.
Uh, I don't know.
They sent an active hit squad after me.
That's true.
They absolutely care about me. I don't know about anyone else within the Five Pints.
I imagine just because, perhaps because of your connections to the Raven Queen.
You should let me help you. I can help you bench press the world.
Hey, unrelated, have you heard from Brando or Wild today?
Nothing.
Oh,
I'll check. I'll check.
I don't think we. Well, okay, I guess yeah. You have a means to check.
Oh. Also, DM, how many hours were Pemberley and Zakar avoiding the illithids and their crew? Just
It
want to know how many spell slots I used.
Probably an hour or two.
Oh, she's 2 hours. Oh, thanks.
Mhm.
I'll do ascending to wild.
Okay.
Um, Big guy, you okay? Please be okay.
oh, they got him.
Great.
Find that cabin, big guy.
I have a foot now. Going with Minoninonotar
You can
west.
just say the word, like you know what a minotaur, even if you can't spell it.
I'm sorry, but I tried to spell it in my head, and then that made me say it wrong. Oh shit, that's like 7 more words.
Yeah.
Fuck. Going west.
Uh.
Gotta kill for fit. Gotta kill for that fit. Parentheses. Armor. And that's what I send. Great. Got a foot now. And going west with Minonomatars.
Mm-hmm.
One word.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that to Zakar. Yeah, I think he's talking about. Oh, the thing that he's the thing that I said that I swore never to talk about. So, but yeah, he's doing okay. He's with a couple people. I think their surname is Minotar. So, uh, so I mean, it seemed to be a pretty nice family. So yeah.
Mana.
Okay, Wild is lost with some Minotaurs. Got it.
Yeah, just like that.
I'm sure he's having a great time.
I was about to say, it was like I kind of wanted Zakar just to go. Is just be like, what do you mean he has a leg now? When did he not have one?
does that mean he only has a leg? It implies one.
The series of events is out of
You
order.
would have seen like Zakar just like kind of like tilt his head and just be like, "What the fuck are you?" You know, no, never mind. We're just okay.
When he tilts his head, he sees that Pemberley is her face kind of belies her glibness. You could tell that she's kind of worried. She's pretty worried.
So, Sakar and Pemberley, what is your plan for the rest of the week?
to be a broken record, but go to fucking Odenheim and see just how completely fucked we are.
All right.
Are you on there first or Bifrost first?
Same difference.
Okay,
It's on the way.
fair enough.
I'm like, no contacting Brando.
There,
Yeah,
something-
yes.
That's
What?
what I was waiting for too, actually.
Hmm.
Contacting Brando.
Yeah, you can talk to
Okay.
Brandon. Sending party.
Hey, Brando, you okay? Where Daka's fallen by Illithids. Avoid. We're heading to Bifrost. It looks intact. Please say you're all right.
All right, I had this typed out. I could have substituted a word, but I'm going to make my last word this.
Big discovery.
Why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and read that out, Todd?
Visited Fire Labs. Big discovery. Heading Fairbrook. With Frog Alberto, Jasper, and Penny Dreadstench. Following caravan. Wild found help in Georgia. Has that car eaten? And
Hell yeah!
Has Zakar eaten? Nice.
Yep. Because I'm like,
Brando's so caring.
I remembered Taylor telling me that a few sessions ago, and I'm like, oh no, I don't think Zakar's eaten in days. So yes, that is my message.
Pemberley is like, okay. Um,
You get the text
she'll
down at the
relay
end
she'll
of
relay
that.
everything to Zakar except Penny Dreadstench.
Mhm.
You're just like, damn, I didn't know
What?
this thing could send MP3s.
It's like, and then you could kind of hear her muttering under her breath, "That bitch."
What do you relay precisely then?
That Brando found a big discovery in Fire Labs and is heading to Fairbrook, and with Frog Alberto and Jasper, and he's following the caravan. He said that Wild found help in Georgia, and oh yeah, he's asking if he ate anything.
Okay, sounds great.
And then something about castanets.
Yes. Yes, yeah, I don't. Yeah, somebody was having a concert, I think, out there.
I detected a distinct hint of zest.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I'm not the magic expert. Since when does sending play music?
It's just sound, right? Oh no,
We do
it's
an MP3s
Brandon
now.
thoughts.
Pemberley, you are well versed in the weave and its intricacies, and you don't fucking know. It defies all explanation.
That's the big discovery.
Well, yeah, let's ask Brando when we meet up with him, okay?
I mean, wait, no, actually, he said Abierto. Never mind, it makes sense now.
What?
Don't worry about it. You'll find out when you find out.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Chris, I really hope Alberto is not dead. I want these two to meet. That is one of my secret goals.
There's part of me that wants to keep playing this ending game, but I'm also afraid to keep finding out other people have died.
You guys have been playing this ending game for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
True.
And two people have died.
I think we are if
Okay, and I don't want to be that guy, but based on what we just saw in Dhaka, no, a lot more people than 2 have
I
died.
know, but if I don't know that they died yet, they're still alive in my brain.
2 NPCs that you guys are familiar
2
with
people.
have passed away.
Um. Do we? Sorry, was it relayed to Cyrus that Brando is in heading to Fairbrook?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you've been on what do you call it? On what do you call
Through
it?
the telephone chain or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Then Cyrus will relay through to you guys with the stone that the or I think I told you guys we're going to the Bulwark, which is I think right across the way.
It's right
Is this
at
where the
where it's right at where land pinches in right here.
Isn't this where the ferry is though? That he would be
Yes.
catching in theory. All
Yeah,
right.
so there are during the war there was ships passing between like the shortest points between the continent here. This is called the Pleat, this whole waterway here.
Right.
And they were crossing it at the
Um.
shortest point right here to get to Fairbrook.
So I'm going to tentatively propose that when we get to the Bulwark, we try to meet up with Brando's group, and then we'll all head together to hopefully Odenheim. I guess we'll hear from you guys where to go next.
Righto. Righto.
Rich?
She'll use another sending to let Brando know.
Yeah. I think
Know that I'll be in the vicinity at least.
in the interest of
I'll need
time
to type out a thing.
in the
But-
interest of time and across several days worth of spell slots, all of this information can be relayed freely. We don't have to dwell on how that information gets there.
If only we had some kind of messaging person
Mhm.
with like hamsters.
Yeah,
I don't think he would work with us. So
No?
anyway, I think just to keep the timeline moving, because you get like the next thing is going to be that a lot of people are going to be traveling overland, but before that point we need to establish what happens with Brando's group, because they have a lot of ground to cover.
we do.
So Brando, after saying your goodbyes, Cerise and Drudigar in particular makes sure that you guys are well fed before you leave. It is not a long trip to Fairbrook, but they want to make sure that you are prepared in case something goes south. And after that, you guys settle out. Same as before, I'll say like if you can make a stealth check, then you don't have exhaustion by the time you get to Fairbrook.
I should
but-
also say, based on the enemies we were trying to avoid before, like what were we up against? Just illithid stuff?
Mostly illithids, but they did tend to travel with other strange creatures like, as you saw, cranium rats, intellect devourers, occasionally things that are weirder than that. For example, the giant meat thing that you fought shortly after landing. There are all manner of like really gross fleshy things that they tend to keep in their nearby.
I would love to have Brando fly and be an eye in the sky, but that thing creates a lot of noise.
Yeah, and
So
it's
we're
not
trying to
like
stealth
they
it.
wouldn't be able to see you flying overhead. Like,
Yeah. So I'll roll stealth.
yeah.
Let's see
Yeah,
how the character
but
sheet
go ahead and do it with advantage this time because the road is not as treacherous as it was. Okay, 19's great.
Cool. I'll take it.
All right, so as I said, it only takes you a while. Like if you were to like long rest and then leave the next morning, you would easily be in Fairbrook by lunchtime. And when you get there, the situation in Fairbrook actually not terrible.
Okay. That's good.
You managed to get in and integrate in its populace pretty easily, and in the time that you spend there, kind of getting the lay of the land. It's not hard to find information from the locals. Everybody understands the situation that's going on right now, and they readily share whatever information they have. So from spending some time there, you can ascertain that Fairbrook was occupied by Alabar's forces for a very short time. But because those that were in the city following the mass teleport went into hiding, following the battle with Longelus's army, a lot of new defenses had been put in place by the Storm Guard. And this included escape tunnels and ambush points.
Ooh.
So when help arrived from outside the city, the locals just emerged from hiding and caught the Illithids completely off guard. And from there, the Illithids were trapped and outmaneuvered, and pretty quickly, Fairbrook simply became too defensible to penetrate. So now the city and its surrounding wilderness are mostly a safe haven.
Brando does one. He doesn't say it out loud, but he does kind of the monk pray thing with a single hand, and it is in his mind.
Mhm.
Fine, thank you, Asmodeus.
Asmodeus.
What? Ah.
And then he doesn't say it out loud because he would it would be bad.
Mhm.
But he continues in to try to find the people who were talked about
Yeah.
by the crew
Yeah.
by the Fire Labs.
There's a lot of people in Fairbrook that have decided to just hole up in the city for the time being, as at this stage in the game, they don't really know what the situation is in the rest of the world. So it's probably more prudent to just assume that this is going to be their home for the foreseeable future. But from asking around, you learn that the caravan that Cerise and Drudagar spoke of is being organized right here in the city. And it does not take you long to track them down. It turns out there's a sizable portion of people that are willing to brave leaving the city in order to confirm that their homes still exist or their loved ones are okay or whatever. And in what you can only assume was the trade or the merchant district, you would find hundreds of people that have all just been set to task. You can see there's these massive wagon trains that are being assembled and loaded with supplies for some kind of trip. People are being organized into groups, making sure that each leg of the journey has an even distribution of tradespersons and protection. It's all very clearly, very organized. And as you are kind of lurking around in this area and taking all of this in, before you even have a chance to notice them, you're approached by a voice.
A voice.
Yeah, who would say, hold on. You hear a voice quickly approach you that says, well, what's the mayor of Bifrost doing in these parts? And
Brando turns around to the voice.
You turn and you see the familiar face of Coda.
Hey!
Coda! I was guessing Morig, but Coda is awesome.
Yeah.
And Coda is walking alongside a figure that you barely remember. Fellow Gravecaller, Muriel.
Muriel!
I barely remember.
Yep.
This art.
Yeah, you met Muriel very, very briefly. But
Cyrus was instantly smitten.
her ability,
She's a weirdo.
her retrieval skills are second to none.
Brando is like to his current party. Wait somewhere where I can find you. Wait near the caravan, or I'm guessing they're going anyways.
They're just hanging. They're just hanging around you.
Okay.
It's not like they have anything better to do.
Brando's like to our friends, quick, let's go somewhere. Tell me what you know, and I'll tell you why I know.
Not a hell of a lot I could tell you. We got moved, same as everybody else. We were lucky enough to find each other. We weren't even in the same place. Muriel was somewhere completely different from me, and we ended up in the same place.
I'm glad that we were able to find each other so far. There's a few things I gotta tell you.
How much do you want to impart?
Everything I told the Fire Labs plus a little more.
Okay.
Brando kind of hangs his head and drums his fingers and is like, "Have you guys been in contact with Ralos and Rick?"
No, we haven't heard from anybody. Haven't heard from your father or your uncle or Aurelian or anybody really.
Okay. Brando will go on to tell him like the vision that he saw about Alabar and this was coming to be. But if anybody had to know, it would have to be the grave callers. Brando hangs his head and apologizes for all this.
Oh, I think it's too early to start pointing fingers, but I mean, we'll know in time. Right now we're just focused on trying to do what we can. I don't think we're going anywhere. At least it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to try and move before we hear from Aurelian. So, but I know that if Aurelian was here, he would tell us to just help these people out as best we can. So we've just been helping them get the cargo loaded up and whatnot.
Brando nods and is like, "I will happily join you guys. The better we can all amass." Oh, let's see. Also, Brando's been told of I don't know if word has gotten around, but Daka has fallen.
Daka. Shit.
Yeah, I'm worried about Odenheim. I'm not sure if they suffer the same fate. There might be a slim chance of hope. Um, as you guys have heard, or as you guys have gone before us, um, the people at the fire labs were unaffected. Being that Odenheim is underground, or at least within a mountain, I'm not sure if they were affected at all.
Coda kind of gets a knowing look on his face. He's like, "You talked to Cerise then?"
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. We passed through there.
Um, I think our best thing. Oh yeah, Brando will also relay the whole thing about the like, well, just the whole thing that happened at Mechanus
Mhm.
and how things are different here, and how if there's one big hope that we have is that they're having to throw everything at us. They overtook Mechanus just however, but they're having to throw everything in the kitchen sink at us. So they must be afraid of us in some way in order to throw this much at us.
um, Coda would say, he'd be like, "Yeah, that's strange. Seems like different strategy depending on the target."
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I do find that dead creatures are not affected, so this mass spell is only affecting the living. Trying to think of what else. Won't affect a certain amount underground. I don't know if it's underground or under the mountain.
Muriel, with eyes darting everywhere, like she's talking to nothing or no one in particular, just says, "Targets only rivals." And Coda just kind of looks at her, kind of funny.
Do elaborate.
Didn't target the fish or the birds, just those that could stand against it.
Brando is jotting taking out note paper and jotting things down.
Yeah, and Coda just gets a look at his face like, "Huh. Interesting." Well, at any rate, we're not going anywhere, but I don't see any reason why you should stay here. You got at least one town you got to manage. That reminds me. We were traveling with you're going to want to talk to her. She's been organizing all of this. He just points at all the caravan and stuff.
Brando blinks.
He's like, she's one of yours. She's one of yours. She's one of your folk, your clergy folk from Bifrost. She's as soon as we formed into a group, she just kind of decided she was the leader, and now she's putting all this together.
Interesting. Yes, a fellow Bifrostian.
Yeah. Coda could, in short order, lead you to a very over to, well, without too much ado, Shonka Sniglet.
Yay, Shaka.
Yes. It is
who-
good to see you again, and yes, I'm laying off the dating stuff, so I'm not going to
She
do that.
is when you find her, she is very busy. She's talking to a lot of people, throwing orders at everybody, trying to keep them all organized and whatnot. And as soon as she sees you, she gets very excited when she sees you. She's like, Brando, yeah,
It's good to see you.
oh, it's great to see you too.
I heard you've been doing a good job leading or banding everybody together, and are you leading this caravan?
Oh, you betcha. Well, I'm at least leading this, the organizing this all here. It's gonna be a whole thing. You know, we got the whole process. Like we sent a scout to make sure that there was a boot at the landing. And once we get all these wagons geared up for the trip, we can start shipping them out and getting people onto the boot. And then I'm sure I'll get them to the bulwark just fine. And then they got to make sure they can bring more boots back here with them. And I'm sure there's folks on the other side of the fleet that'll want to get back here as well. And it's going to be a whole thing. But once I'm convinced that the whole system is in place and they don't need me to watch over it anymore, well, I'll just grab on the next boot out of here. I mean, if that's fine with you.
This is not an easy task. I appreciate you stepping up to the plate to do that.
Oh,
Wait, that's
well,
a baseball term. We don't have baseball in this world.
yeah, there's a version of it, I'm sure. If you say there's a version of baseball, we can just be like, yep, sure. And she goes, I'm sure you want to get back to Bay for us though. Like, how about I make sure there's room for you on the maiden voyage?
I would greatly appreciate that. Are we Brando's gesturing to Coda and I totally forgot the frog's name.
Muriel.
And also like Huelga and Penny. If they
Coda
could join too.
Coda and Muriel are going to stay in Fairbrook for the time being.
Okay.
But everybody else who's traveling with you is happy to be a part of this caravan. And Shanka is more than happy to facilitate that.
Also, since we're in a town, any chance I can buy some sending stones?
Make an investigation check.
Okay, I will make an investigation check. Investigation.
DC is hard. Oh, but that's a good roll. All right, Brando, you managed to find a completely unmanned magic shop in Fairbrook. It has been looted, but you managed to pour through whatever is left in the dust, and you find an untouched. You assume that it was left behind because somebody mistook it for a pair of rocks, but you know better. It is a pair of sending stones.
What? Shall we just make these blue?
Since we lost the last one.
Otherwise, I'll make them yellow or some color.
Yeah, we can decide on a color later.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to write sending stone, and we'll just color them later. And I'll put one, or I'll put two, since I have them both.
One final bit. That we will. I got a couple things that we're gonna couple of. At this point, I'm ready to like. We'll talk about what happens at the end of the week after this this phase of travel is over. But two things I want to cover first. And one is, while you are talking to Shanka and she is getting you organized, Penny goes out of her way to ask about other dread stenches. In that are either in and around Fairbrook or are part of the caravan. Shanka is able to produce a list, basically like an itemized list of, she's made a special list just of the dread stenches, just so that the dread stenches themselves can be organized and indexed. And Penny goes down the list, and she sees the name Eunice, and says, "That's my mom. Where is she?" And then
Brenda make sure to accompany Penny through this because he wants to make sure that those that he helped out are okay.
Shortly thereafter, you are witness to Penny meeting up with her mother Eunice, who looks like this.
Oh, that's cool.
There we go.
And they
That's
have
some rad art.
and they have a
Huh.
very tearful reunion.
Brando also might want to try to look for anybody else that he knows there. I mean, it is a city.
It is a city. I don't think you run into anybody. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure everybody else is. Yeah, no, you don't meet anybody else on this trip.
Okay.
That is, I mean, if I think of something, I'll let you know next time. But
And Brando might just want it to be known to people like, hey, we're in for the fight of our lives. The apocalypse is upon us. We need to fight this big thing, Alabar.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Maybe y'all motherfuckers lock in for once.
Yep.
All right.
Everybody grab a torch and a pitchfork, whatever you can do to fight. We are doing total war here.
All right. So, we have just completed the locate where you are on the map using context clues minigame. Everybody knows where they are now, and they will know where they are up until this phase of the story is gone. Which means we get to move into the rumor mill minigame. Oh, you know it. There's so many fucking minigames in this game, you'd think it was Final Fantasy VII.
I was like,
Well, we're
Bacon
already
mushroom
playing
money
Final
game.
Fantasy VI, Chris. So yeah, fuck it. Why not?
I'm an easy mark, I guess.
just put Mark in the middle of the little star.
So, here's how the rumor mill game works. Around each of you is a radius upon which you would basically catch information on upon the winds. And how we're going to decide which information you get is going to work like this. Did I write down like a succinct way to explain this to her, or do I just do it off the cuff?
Let's try it with a person and see how they do.
Okay, so I have here a template. Boink. Everybody can see the template, yes?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to put the template on your person. You are going to choose either a location within the template or a person whose current status or whereabouts you are curious about. The DC is based on your particular distance from the target in question. And every time we play this game, this template will get larger to illustrate the fact that as time goes on, information is more readily available. Any information that any of you learned will be immediately shared amongst the party unless somebody goes out of their way to say otherwise. And what else? If the target is a person, I'm going to have you roll a dice regardless of whether the person is in the template or not. I will not be telling you if the person is in range or what the DC is if they are in range. It's literally going to be like, are they in this area or not? And then we'll see what the dice roll says. In the case of a location, succeeding at the check will mean that you will be tapped into the status of that location for the foreseeable future. Does all of that make sense?
Close enough.
All right.
So.
We'll go ahead and start with Cyrus since I just put it here.
So do I have to pick a person that I want to know about, or
Yeah, basically we will.
if like ask if anyone's heard rumors about uh Wilhelm?
Yeah,
Question mark.
I think originally I'd planned on this being like every day we'll play this game, but I don't think the time scale is gonna work like that. So let's do it this way. I'll have you roll a d4. That's how many pieces of information you can
Ask
get.
for. Okay.
Okay, you can ask for 2 pieces of information. It can either be a location that you know is in the circle, or a person who might be in the circle.
I feel like I should ask about Odenheim because that's in the circle, but also it's DC 20. Yeah. I'm gonna try for it. Odenheim.
Odenheim?
Yeah.
All right, roll that dice.
I don't get anything. All right.
No,
Good
yeah,
luck,
this
frog.
is not a check. It's just a straight d20 roll. Oh,
No,
I'm
not
sorry.
two.
I'm sorry. I fucked this up. The d20 roll will decide how many pieces of info you get. So not a d4. Let's do a d20. 11.
11. Okay.
Good news. 2 pieces of info.
Okay.
Nothing has changed.
Okay.
All right, Odenheim.
Do I roll a D20 again?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Ah!
I got 20.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let me see.
Sorry, Twitch.
It was cute.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Odenheim.
What rumors of Odenheim?
I have to think for a moment. Okay, I think what you would hear is that somebody would basically come down the grapevine. They would have come into Glenn's Landing and basically been like, they weren't far from Odenheim, and they had tried. Somebody had tried to get in Odenheim, seeking shelter, and what they saw was a city that the Illithids were trying to get into, and they fucking weren't making any headway.
Nice.
Because Odenheim just shuts its doors and says, "Fuck you, we're dwarves."
Dwarves. Excellent. Okay.
We're gonna roll over to
Second.
Zakar and Pemberley.
Oh,
Oh
do
yeah,
I get
no,
another-
I'm sorry. You got a second piece of Go. I apologize. Go ahead.
It's all good. I can't think of anyone who would actually show up in the rumor mill of people I know. Does it have to be a rumor about somebody in this vicinity, or does someone would have? I guess they would have had to.
Basically, I'm not gonna tell you if they're in the circle, but if
Okay.
you want to know about them, and you roll high enough, and they are in the circle, I will tell you.
Okay. Boy. Wilhelm.
Okay. Roll that dice.
Yeah.
Wilhelm is not within the range of a DC 12.
All right.
That much I can tell you with confidence.
Okay.
All right, Zakar, Pemberley. Roll a d20 to see how many pieces of info you get. And maybe I should let you both do it. Since there's the two. Nope, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm going to make you guys pick who rolls the dice.
This is a really cool graphic, by the way. Like, is this an image or is this with Foundry?
This the template?
Yeah, the template.
That is 10 minutes in GIMP.
Nice.
Oh, you
Little
made
gimp.
it transparent and everything too. That's cool.
Well, that's actually built into Foundry.
Ah.
I could make it really opaque too, so you can't even see Odenheim under there.
Wow,
Either
you
way,
guys
it's
can see
super
what
cool.
Blitzstings or Black Ram is up to.
Yeah.
Black Ram is so hilariously like DC 15.
Yeah, it's
But it just makes you want to aim for
Mhm.
it, right? It's right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's right there.
One of you roll a d20.
people. Here, I'll,
Oh,
I'll roll the d20.
Bifrost is in DC.
Yeah.
You
I'll
got
roll
all
the
the towns
d20
here.
for how
Washington,
many?
everything.
Yeah.
Daka?
Okay.
Well, you know about Daka.
A 7 would be 1 piece of info.
It's your turn. You could roll for you.
Do it, Scar.
Okay.
Roll to see where your DC is, where you're going,
Well,
where you're looking for.
decide on the
I,
thing.
I thought that we only got the one.
Yeah,
We only got 1 piece of info, but where is it from?
yeah.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Fucking. Okay. I'm digging through names real quick.
You can ask about a location too.
I mean, yeah, I could, but not with a DC 7.
No.
Seven
Don't.
just meant you only
Yeah,
got one
don't-
answer.
Yeah, 7 means you can ask me one question, basically.
Oh, okay.
D4 might be easier. Or less confusing.
No, it's fine.
Maybe, but this
Well,
way allows me to reward nat 20s and nat 1s in respectively.
No, it's just the whole like tier and rule. Like I would need to physically read the chart that Chris has written for this to comprehend it. That's
Yeah,
all.
don't worry about it.
Okay,
All you need to know is you can ask me, one question, and then we'll roll the dice to see if you make it or not.
Okay. West. This is hard because most of the questions that I would ask were about DACA, and unfortunately, I have all those answers.
Yeah, intel on DACA is known.
Yeah.
Greeningen might be a good one. That's where arcades folk are, right? Or were.
On that check. Yeah, we do still. Of the Black Ram employee list, we do actually have a fair amount of people unaccounted for still.
Mm-hmm. Bit stings and Bifrost would be easy checks. Black Ram would be a little trickier.
Yeah.
Watch It's would be
would be pretty
even
tricky.
harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go a question with Black Ram of just whether it has been nuked into the ground.
Yeah.
Or not with tentacles.
Making the check would basically give you a status report, a complete status report on the location for the foreseeable future.
Okay, sounds great.
Basically, making the check is going to unlock intel for that location.
Or not.
Yeah, into perpetuity.
16.
16,
awesome.
Excellent. Okay. You could discern from most likely from passersby on the road as you travel that Black Ram appears to be mostly a ghost town at this point. There's probably like a dozen or less people that have gone there for safety, but is apparently a low priority target.
Okay.
All right, and that was your one piece of info. We'll just go down here. All right, Brando.
Doesn't look like I can get too much information.
Yeah, but I'm gonna let you play, cause
All right.
that's how we do it.
Roll 1d4.
No, D20.
Oh wait.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not doing D4s. Okay.
14.
14 would be 2 pieces of information.
Mm. Trying to think, because the information does not look like it can reach very far.
Well, it certainly doesn't reach to any of the places you're immediately interested in, but anything within the circle is fair game.
You could look for people.
Yeah, including people
A
who
lot of
may
people
or
got
may
shuffled.
not be in the. Granted, I'll admit it. Right now, it's a pretty raw deal for you, Brando. You're not really near.
Yeah.
And let me at
Like,
least center this on Fairbrook.
If I had a 20, I would ask about Tier Fang.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's not within the range.
No.
So I guess the only 2 pieces of information I can ask are one is Skyfires. So any word of various Skyfires around.
I would say choose a character.
A character.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, I might have to choose 2 for the Skyfires. Actually, yeah, that would be good. Both
What do you do, Rick or Rallos first?
Ralos first.
The fuck? God damn it. Something's fucky. Well, that's not what I needed to happen today. All right. Whatever, Foundry. Okay. So sorry, who first?
Ralos Skyfire.
Okay, you rolled a 14.
Mm-hmm. So it does not stretch that far, but I'm willing to try it anyhow.
Yeah. He is not within the zone.
Okay. The other one would have been like about Aurelian, but that's not going to reach far, and our frog friend would have already found him. Okay. Then the other one that Brando will ask is about his mom.
Okay. One moment. Go ahead and make the dice roll.
All right. Da-da-da. Nope.
Yeah, nope, she's not there.
Okay. That's all I got for now then.
Alrighty.
I guess maybe one of the things I should have asked is like how easy or where the ships are, but I think that's being handled.
All right. All right, Wild. Once again, pretty raw deal.
Oh, you know how it is.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
So
Slash
D20 is D20 to see
one
how many you can get.
Great.
Oh,
Ooh,
Everybody had to put
Ooh.
one more on my fucking thingy.
that is another important one. Oh,
thanks for playing, Wild. See you next week.
So you're telling me that this place is the same place I was? Weird.
Badoop doop. Man, what an
wait,
anti.
did
Weird.
Wild get a one to the counter on when
Yes.
we got mass teleported?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
That was the one. Yes, that was the one that I used just now.
Mhm.
Was the
Oh,
one
you
that
used
from
one.
that one.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Well, that all seems like a anticlimactic way to end the session. But here
Do
we
you
are.
think I should? Do you think I should take the big? Do you think I should take the big banner that says "Welcome to Dorja"? Get the fuck out.
Hang it on the wall in Blackram.
Yeah, they can
You
do a
know,
souvenir.
They'll really bring
Yeah,
the
it's a
galley
little
together.
souvenir. It's a little souvenir.
We
I'm
oh,
gonna
we
bring
were
the get the fuck out part.
we
I
were supposed
cut
to
off
bring
the get the fuck out
souvenirs.
part.
We totally forgot to bring souvenirs from Dorja.
Well, now's your chance.
So-
Nobody's gonna tell you no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
All right, I'm gonna make a small list and give it to you. Okay.
yeah, sure. Whatever you want to pilfer. In fact, if you want me to come up with like a loot chart or something, we can do that too.
Yes to everything.
Yeah, all right. We'll do that on the in between. So as Cyrus's group and Brando's group work toward rendezvousing at the Bulwark,
Mm-hmm.
Pemberley and Zakar are headed westward to Bifrost, and Wild is making the long trek across the Arctic Circle to eventually, hopefully, reunite with his friends someday.
Don't worry, guys. I'm running with wolves.
Yeah, I should clarify. Wild is moving with a group of people that are as imposing as he is,
It's true.
including but not limited to the children.
Imposing children.
Yeah, incredibly imposing.
minute-
Pit bulls of children.
A minotaur and a minitar.
Yeah,
A
thank you.
minitar.
Thank you, a
Mhm.
minitar. God bless Costas. All right, everybody say goodbye to Twitch for maybe the last time.
Yep.
Bye,
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
Twitch.
Twitch.
forever.
You
Until
beautiful bitch.
You
Twitch
served us
gets a good
well.
set on its shoulders again.
No, they didn't.